First tonight, a
Crime Network.
exclusive.
We're in Washington for this one. This is young Myron Smith. Young Myron Smith was hanging out with a group of friends when a couple of teenagers pulled up on him and they demanded money, and they proceeded to rob everybody in the crew. So Myron breaks out and runs. And after he runs, he gives out a breath, bends over before he can get in the building. These guys pull up on him and proceed to rob him. They rob little Myron and turn and walk away and head back to their vehicles. Little Myron felt that was his opportunity to get some get back. So he grabbed one of the perpetrators around the neck, which proved to be very fatal. The other young suspect spun around and shot Myron at point blank range. Now, it was 3 teens that did this, but only 2 was arrested. I wonder why the other teen wasn't charged. Let's get into the story.
Well, these details are just so troubling and disturbing, and I sat in the juvenile court here in the last couple of hours and listened to a homicide detective from the D.C. Police Department, Jonathan Jordan, detail what he says happened yesterday in Southwest D.C. off South Capitol Street. What we want to do is show you now a picture of the victim, Myron Smith. It was released by D.C. police last year when Myron was reported missing. His mother declined to release a photo when contacted by D.C. police. According to D.C. police, homicide detective Jonathan Jordan, who testified on the stand today, that Myron Smith was with a group of people in the parking lot of a tobacco shop at around 2:30 yesterday when a white Kia Optima pulled into the lot and 3 gunmen jumped out and announced a robbery. Detective Jordan says Myron Smith then took off running towards his apartment building a block away. Video from nearby surveillance cameras show the 14-year-old trying to catch his breath when the Kia suddenly pulls up next to him and 2 gunmen get out. Police say the suspects then pat the teen down at the apartment in an effort to rob him, and then as they turn to leave, Detective Jordan says Myron Smith grabbed one of the gunmen around the neck, and that's when one or both of the gunmen opened fire, hitting the 14-year-old multiple times. He later died at the hospital. Detective Jordan says 2 witnesses helped police not only identify the getaway car, but also called 911 when they were spotted ditching the Kia in Northeast and called police. Now, we want to tell you that D.C. police originally said that they had arrested 3 teens, 2 16-year-olds and a 14-year-old. In court today, it was revealed on the witness stand that these are all brothers. However, one of the teens is not facing charges now. Those charges have been dropped. The 16-year-old who has been charged is charged with carrying a pistol without a license. The judge ordered him detained. The 14-year-old is the one who's accused of taking a part in the murder and firing the fatal shots at Myron Smith. News 4 did reach out to Myron's mother. We spoke with her very briefly earlier today. She said she wasn't ready to speak.
Many of us are waiting for answers right now. We were able to get a few today. Earlier today, D.C. police did confirm that 14-year-old Myron Smith was the victim in Sunday's shooting. They also said that he had gone missing last year in the same area where he was shot and killed. Now, on Sunday afternoon, D.C. police officers say they heard gunshots while they were patrolling the 4000 block of South Capitol Street Southwest, not far from Joint Base Anacostia Bowling. In this video right here from a store nearby, you can see 3 people get out of a white car, pointing guns at people, and then they start to go through their pockets. In court today, a detective testified that Myron Smith can be seen running away in that video. However, investigators say the suspects caught up with him. 2 of them then got out of the car and robbed him. According to officers, when Smith tried to get his stuff back, he was shot multiple times and later died in a local hospital. Now, the detective who testified did admit to defense attorneys that he couldn't determine the suspect's age, race, or even get a good look at them from that surveillance video. With that, the defense argued that the case is circumstantial and speculative. The judge ultimately, however, ruled that there is enough evidence to support otherwise and that the case will proceed. Now, both suspects are in custody and their next court date is scheduled for February 3rd.
It's just tragic and maddening all the way around. Young people using guns to take something that doesn't belong to them, and a vulnerable young person now dead. All of it is just awful to hear.
I want to give my condolences to this young man's parents. I can't imagine what you're going through to lose your son in that way to some young guys who don't want to work for a living, who want to just pull 211s, robberies, and things of that nature. I'm really sorry that this happened to you. In addition to these young men being charged with murder, I wonder if their parents are going to be charged with the same murders, because this is egregious. How you not know your sons is out here active like this? Your 14-year-old babies are active like this. Now, if you're old enough to take a life, you should be old enough to take that life sentence that those people give you. Man, this is senseless. I mean, I wonder, was this all behind him testifying a year earlier and he must have put somebody away or somebody went to jail behind this? Either or, that ain't worth killing this young man. Let us know how you feel about this story in the comments below. And remember, it is your duty to protect the honorable women, children, and men of your community. Until next time, I'm Gracious Marlowe. Thank you for watching Prime Crime Network, your source for urban and suburban and around the world news. Hit the subscribe, like, and the notification bell